Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NBA Top Shot Weekly Tip-Off Show, brought to you by OTMNFT.com. My name is TJ Lasig. I'm one of the co-founders here at Own the Moment, and this is the podcast where we bring you everything that you need to know heading into this week in NBA Top Shot. And you will see that we've got a different crew for you tonight. The Herzig bot is on his vacation, doing whatever robots do to relax and reboot. And instead, we are going to be joined by some other members of the OTM team here. So first, we've got our resident NBA analyst that is going to break down what the heck is wrong with my 76ers. We've got Bach with us tonight. Bach, how we doing?
Doing good, man. It's been an unreal NBA playoffs, just absolute insanity every game, it feels like. So my head's still spinning a little bit, but I'm excited to talk about it. And I don't think it takes a NBA expert like me to see what's wrong with the 76ers, man.
I think I'm going to be able to break it down for everyone in just a second. But first, we've got to bring on the man that's been chilling on the beach. Lucky for us, he decided to put on some sleeves for this show tonight. But we've got the people's champion, Mr. Producer Coop. Coop, welcome back.
How's it going? Yeah, good to be back. Can't say that there wasn't a lot of beach beers consumed last week. There certainly was. We'll get into the debacle that was my pick for the Underdog pick'em last week, and TJ will share some good results. I'm pumped for the show, pumped to type some names into this wheel. The chat is already well ahead of me, so I am frantically typing behind closed doors here.
Yeah, Producer Coop's going to be on double duty tonight, making sure that we get everyone in the chat for some giveaways later. We've also got some giveaways from the previous YouTube comments, so we're going to have a fun end of the show here. And, of course, Bach has his Holo icon pack that he is eagerly waiting to rip open. But before that, we've got plenty to cover. We're going to talk through NBA playoffs. We're going to check in on the news and notes with regards to NBA Top Shot, go over everything that was discussed in office hours last Friday, talk about the announcement the Dapper team made in terms of their new general manager that they've hired. Saw some people in the Discord that wanted our perspective on that. So we've got plenty to cover, but I'm going to start with the NBA playoffs. And in the recap podcast on Friday, I gave my tilt of the week was that the Sixers just blow a lead like it's their job to blow 20-point leads in the fourth quarter. And that was tilting enough. But my God, watching Ben Simmons just pass up a wide open dunk, I think that has to be the end for him in Philadelphia. And I mean, you could see it with Doc Rivers after the game. You could see it with Joel Embiid after the game. I had a lot of angry Philly friend group texts going on. But is it as simple as that, Bach? Like, they got to blow the whole thing up, right? I mean, I see people in the chat, trust the process, trust the process, trust the process. This was the year. That's the thing, right? You got no LeBron, no Steph Curry, no Kevin Durant. All the good playoff teams that you're worried about. You didn't even have to play any of the hard teams,
right?
And they still couldn't. Couldn't do it.
I mean, you had the dream draw, and then the Bucks knock out the Nets for you. All you had to do was take care of business against the Hawks at home in Game 7, and that arena was rocking, man. Like that home court was really rocking. And I mean, like, look, Ben Simmons didn't play for significant stretches down, like significant periods of time down the stretch, because he is just a zero on offense right now. And, obviously, like, could you potentially build his confidence back up? Sure. But I don't know how you don't try to take what you can get for him and move forward with a different perspective, because what you need around Embiid is shooters, and he's an absolute zero in that department. I don't know what it is with the 76ers drafting point guards who can't shoot a lick, but they keep doing it. And I just don't see how I don't see how he can redeem himself, right? With the Philly crowd, every time he misses a shot, every time he misses the first free throw, the Philly fans are going to boo him, because, I mean, they're Philly fans. They're going to boo him. And, like, there's just no redemption for him in that city for sure.
What do you think, Coop?
I mean, yeah, Philly's got to be one of the toughest markets to play in all of professional sports with the way the fans are. And I know, you hear they're passionate, they want to win, and you definitely hear that. But man, from throwing snowballs at Santa Claus to What would
Pittsburgh
they
take
what
coming
would they
out
do?
here has to bring
What
up
would they do to
the
poor Ben
snowballs.
Simmons at the free throw line next year during the regular season? I mean, the guy would just get absolutely booed off the court. But yeah, I agree. The stadium was rocking, man. I thought there was no chance they were going to lose in Game 7 there. I saw a little herder love in the chat. I was cracking up on Twitter about Magic City wings that are herders. Herders, it was like hot herders or something like that. So shout out to him. I'm sure Magic City was bumping in ATL last night.
He was just firing, man. He could not miss. And oh my God, Thibault fouling him on the 3-pointer. That was like as soon as that happened, I'm like, the game's definitely over now.
That's right.
I mean,
and he knew it too. Like he was trying to make a play.
As soon as he did it,
you just hit him in the head. You can't do that. They're going to call that every time.
Yeah, and like I think they said he's 90% free throw shooter on the year. Like you just knew that he was he's the opposite of Ben Simmons at the free throw line. Put it that way. But yeah, I think it's going to be back to the drawing board for the Sixers and rebuild around Embiid and.
It'll be interesting. Yeah, I saw Worm's comment in the chat. Game 5 is where they lost the series. I mean, we don't need to go into it too much, but I mean, like 423 without a point. The only point in the last 423 of the game was like the Curry tip in the last second. Like, I mean, that was the series. Never should have gotten to Game 7. Just atrocious. But again, like your offense just stagnates when you have everyone sag way off of Simmons, dare him to shoot. He's already has no confidence. You just unless he comes back an entirely new player in the offseason, I don't see how they bring him back.
And I feel like we've been saying that for 3 years now. I also saw one last Simmons rant. Someone tweeted out his stat line for the fourth quarter in the series, and it was like one game he was 2 for 2, one game he was 1 for 1, and every other game he was 0 for 0. Did not attempt a single shot in the fourth quarter in 5 of 7 games. How's that for a number 2 superstar player? Just literally not even trying to shoot the ball or lay up the ball. This was the time. But hey, here we are now. We've got to get past that. I'm looking at the odds. Looks like we've got the Bucks at plus 110, the Suns at plus 170, and then Clippers plus 700, Hawks plus 1100. So, I mean, I would say definitely not the Final Four that anyone was expecting coming into the playoffs. You've got the Bucks who have had their playoff woes in the past. Is this finally going to be the year where they can close it off? Or are we going to see Justin's boy CP3 and the Suns make a run here?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Bucks have to feel good about it. I mean, but like you think about the 4 teams that are left, right? Like the Suns won handily against the beat up Nuggets, but then you had the Clippers winning Game 6 and Game 7. Game 7 without Kawhi. And just an unbelievable performance in when they were supposed to get blown out without Kawhi. And then you had the Bucks who were 1 inch away from being out, and that KD shot, that unreal KD shot, didn't get it. Didn't get it behind the line. Now they're there, and now they're the favorite with everyone else out. So I think I personally am rooting for the Suns. I think CP3 will be such an amazing story if he's able to finally win a championship. I think that's the most well-rounded team, offensively, defensively, depth. But I can understand why the Bucks would be favorites. Like they would have the best player in the series by a bunch if it got there.
So what is Bach? What is the deal with the Clippers? Do they just want to go down 0-2 every series and just try to work their way back? Or I mean, I didn't get to watch too much on vacation, but no Chris Paul. I thought that would be a pretty good opportunity for the Clippers to kind of jump out to an early lead, and they got crushed. It seemed like based on just watching the box score. I didn't actually get to see the game, but it didn't seem like it was that close.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, and somebody in this chat said that they didn't go to Game 7. You're right. I'm sorry. They went to 6. But, I mean, they just don't have the dudes, man. It's Paul George, and it's a bunch of guys who were just kind of mediocre in the regular season. And, kudos to them. They've had different guys step up in all those games. Terrence Mann going off for 39, I think. That dude was playing 15 minutes a game in the regular season, 20 minutes a game in the regular season. So they've had an unbelievable set of role players step up, but they just don't have the guys, especially to beat a like a team like the Suns, even without Chris Paul, who have depth, who have talented guys in the in their rotation, and Paul George can only do so much. I'm seeing in the chat CP3 just ruled out for game 2. I was checking before the show started, and it was still questionable. But even without Chris Paul, I mean, the Suns are going to be favorites in that game. With Chris Paul, they're going to be heavy favorites, and Clippers might steal 1 or 2 because they've had like an awesome rotating cast of role players step up and do something, but they just don't have enough NBA players on that team to really give them a run for their money.
And then Kawhi's out indefinitely. Is he basically just not coming back, or is there any chance that he makes an appearance later in the series?
I think nothing definitive, but it seems unlikely. I mean, the rumors on the street right after the injury were like torn ACL, and they just hadn't confirmed it yet. And I think,
that's what it seems like to me, because all I found is like out indefinitely, and I'm like, that doesn't sound good. They're just not willing to admit that he's not coming back yet.
Yeah, exactly. And who knows, right? I mean, he's definitely out for game 2. We'll see. Maybe something miraculous happens, but I'm guessing that we don't see him all series, and I'm guessing that it's not a very long series.
Anything else with regard to the playoffs here? I think we've covered it all. Should be a fun
just one last question. Is anyone going to give the Hawks any chance? I mean, I've been told they were going to get swept in the last 2 series, and here they are in the Eastern Conference final, basically ready to go. So, any chance?
Yeah, I certainly think they're going to win a couple games, and if they it only takes like stealing 1, like they did Game 5 against Philly, to pull it out. Like the problem with the Bucks is like they haven't shown that killer instinct at all, right? In the playoffs, and like the Nets series, they won because Harden was out for multiple games, Kyrie was out for multiple games, Harden came back and was hobbled, clearly impacted by the injury, and they still barely beat the Nets. Like the Hawks, I think, still have the best record since Nate McMillan took over, and they're relatively healthy. DeAndre Hunter's out, Cam Reddish is still injured, but those are kind of more ancillary guys for them. They've got a bunch of their good players playing well right now. I think, I definitely think they're going to win a couple. I think they have a shot. I don't know that I like their matchup against. I probably like their matchup against the Bucks better than I like their matchup against the Suns if it gets to the NBA Finals, but we'll see.
11-1, hammer the Hawks. Nice little upside bet there for you, Producer Coop. Also, hammer the like button. People in the chat, if you enjoy the show, go ahead, hit the like button. We're going to talk through some news and notes here now. Let me pull up my handy-dandy screen share and just want to talk through some of the things that went down in office hours on Friday, as we always like to do. A couple of I thought, interesting points that were discussed. Shout out to Jake and Bake on Twitter, as always, providing the fantastic information. And one of the things is we discussed this on this very podcast last Monday, but the Dapper team says that they're targeting 25% chance to get a pack. If I recall correctly, I said that 20 to 25% is the perfect amount of people that should get a pack. So pat myself on the back for that one. Me and the Dapper team just in sync in terms of our thought process there. Another interesting thing is around the idea of potential multiple queues, where different collector score requirements give you a different percentage chance of getting the pack. I think that that's fun for a couple of reasons. I think it then rewards people with a higher collector score, but then my assumption with this is that it would go in the other direction of like, okay, say the 7,500 collector score that we had for the last pack drop, maybe they would give people with a 5,000 like a smaller percentage chance. Like I think that they would do this to be more inclusive and give people with lower scores still a chance at getting a pack. Don't know that for sure, but that is kind of my assumption there. I'm sure they'll be tweaking with that a bit, and obviously we can continue to. I expect that we'll continue to see a lot of changes to the collector score, both in terms of what makes up that score as well as what the different requirements are. I know that we have the next playoff pack drop that is going to be coming this Friday. There's going to be some sort of collector score requirement there. We do not know what it is yet. I imagine it's not going to be super high because I think they have 200,000 packs that are going to be going out. which is a lot of packs. So I'm curious to see how that goes. I mean, 200,000 is a lot. Maybe we're gonna have a chance to get multiple packs down the stretch here. And then, as we've known, we've got the rare Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals coming. That's gonna be in mid-July, and then Legendary Finals in early August. What do you guys think about the pack drops, the collector score? Bach, looked like you were about to say something there.
No, I love the idea of a tiered collector score system, right? Like, I appreciate that, part of why I think they did the Holo icon the way that they did was to reward people who have, been kind of serious collectors over the time frame, while still giving folks who want to be, who want to be invested in the platform a shot at the packs. But I think long term, what's best for the ecosystem is, giving everyone a shot at some of those more rare packs. But to that point, right, like decreasing your chances of getting it or increasing your chances to get it based on kind of your activity in the platform. So I love the idea of that tiered pack drop. And I think that that's a great way to like keep everyone engaged in being interested in legendary and rare pack drops, but also still rewarding, people who are more invested in the long-term, platform in ways, with that higher chance of getting it.
Yeah, and I think to the 200,000 teach, I think 200,000 is a lot of packs. I know we've been kind of
I didn't misstate on that, right? I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, I've definitely I thought I saw that as well.
Pretty sure that's right.
I don't know that it will be are 200,000 truly available, and you can buy up to so many packs until 200,000 gets sold. That's what I couldn't really understand or comprehend on what was going to be available. But yeah, it seemed like a lot of packs. I know user count is one number that we've been continuously trying to track. And I think there's a difference between number of users who have an account on the platform versus obviously active users. So I think still trying to figure out what is that magic number of truly active users, at least people that are getting into these pack drops. I thought somewhere in the neighborhood of 200,000 plus was at least in some of the queues over the course of the last several common pack drops, but I don't know the exact number there, so that should be interesting.
Yeah, we got some people in the chat confirming that number, and man, I was a little bummed first I was bummed that I didn't get a Holo icon pack, but then I had to get on a flight and didn't get my rebound pack because they paused the queue for so long after the originals get distributed in between then and the rebound pack. And then I didn't get my playoff pack on the rebound. So,
you said you would have just donked it off anyways at the end of the day.
Oh yeah, just donking off Kyrie playoff moments like it's nothing. So yeah, the people should really be more tilted than I am that I didn't get a playoff pack. You guys missed out on some potential quality moments there. Let's see, anything else notable in this office hours notes? I think those are the main things. I mean, they touched again on a bidding system is going to be inevitable, but it's not anytime soon. I feel like we've heard that several times. Nothing really new there. There was something about, so we've talked about this potential marketplace reimbursement, and they said that would be, related to how many people or how much people have bought on the marketplace. So still no confirmation on whether or not something like that will be happening. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a good thing that there's not, the office hours are becoming more stable and normal because there's not crazy things that are going on. And they said huge plans, for the off season. So whatever that means. And then they also said that Series 3 will not start until the beginning of next season, and then the off season is going to be a different series, whatever that means. So I think that this run it back set that we are expecting, maybe they're going to start having the run it backs be a different series. I don't know exactly what that will yield, but I think some run it back moments in the off season is going to be pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that, and I think that will be kind of another example of when Top Shot tries to toy with collector score. At the end of the day, I'm sure they're going to be thinking through, what does collector score look like for both the Legendary Finals pack and for Run It Back in the off season. because I know we've continuously talked about, the sell-off, are people really going to sell off post once the end of the season hits or near the end of the season? So we'll kind of see, and we'll obviously be tracking that over at otmnft.com on when do we see, potential dips and potential sell-offs there.
Love it. Also, this is a great question by Chris in the chat. Something that's been on my mind as well, actually. Can you guys chat about so we have coming up the rare Eastern Western Conference Finals packs and then the legendary Finals packs, but we are not going to have the players that we were expecting, right? Like when those were first announced, we're definitely thinking like, okay, some more Durant, Harden, Kyrie, Embiid, all these stud players that are no longer in the playoffs. So I think that is going to be interesting, and I'm curious to see how that affects the value overall. And let's try to think through, Bach. Like what are okay, Eastern Conference, Western Conference, the highest value moments. Obviously we've got Giannis, Chris Paul, Trey. Like what's the power rankings here in terms of the players that are left? And yeah, it's definitely not as exciting as we maybe thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I certainly think you look at the 5 or 10 kind of top priced guys on Top Shot, only a couple of them are going to be in the playoffs, and that's going to decrease the overall value of the set. I think to some extent, the good news of that is if you get one of those packs, you're more likely to be at kind of a middling expected value. And it's not going to be so top heavy where you get a LeBron, you get a KD, you get a Zion or a Ja. Obviously, they wouldn't be in the finals packs, but like that skews the EV. You're going to be much closer to even. But beyond the guys you said, like Devin Booker will be up there, Paul George will obviously be up there, Kawhi will be up there. I would imagine they'll still produce the moment, even if he doesn't end up playing because he's on the roster. And I think Kawhi's a guy who always seems to be a bit underrated relative to, on Top Shot relative to his skill level in the actual NBA. And so, he'll be valuable. But yeah, there's not a lot of people who are getting super excited for John Collins moments or Clint Capella moments, I don't think. And those are going to be some of the better ones that are available in these Eastern Conference and Western Conference Finals. So
I want a moment of that Embiid dunk from last night when he just threw it down. I also want one of the Simmons no dunk. So I can burn it in the Top Shot sense.
Yeah, go buy the #1 cereal and just burn it.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we have talked about how burning money is my specialty, so that would definitely be one way. That'd be one way to do it. Oh man, but yeah, that's it's going to be interesting to track like the overall value of these packs, right? Like one of the things that we've certainly seen, and we've seen it with some of the recent challenges and the rewards, is that the moment and the play does matter. So it'll be fun to see what moments they come up with. But yeah, maybe aren't getting some of the stud players that we are used to.
And I think we'll see a little bit of that potentially in the near term right now, right? Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong here, vacation brain maybe kicking in, but isn't the KD Holo challenge happening currently?
Yes,
I believe it's the
KD
Holo
it's happening
challenge
right now.
So yeah, we're not going to have any
only 20,000 to complete it. Coop, you in that?
Yeah, I'm not in that range, unfortunately. But I think we'll see maybe some more people complete that than we typically would see at the end of the day. We can see that. We
kind of raises the demand for those, like Bach was saying, that now they're not going to have more and more coming out, so it increases or decreases the supply that they have existing. All right, another topic that I wanted to touch on here was a little announcement that the Dapper Labs team came out with today. Saw some people on our Discord that asked that we touch on it. And so they hired a new person whose role is being considered the general manager of NBA Top Shot. And his name is Tristan Ratic. So you guys can check out the Top Shot blog. There's a whole write-up on him. He spent some time with Disney, has all kinds of experience in various gaming aspects. Seems like a pretty well-rounded background for this space. And the role is super interesting because it seems to me like a combination of like head of product, but also head of like customer experience and of kind of managing the community here. So I think it's a big role, and, you know, goes to what we've seen lately and what we've heard is that they want to do a better job of being transparent with the community, talking about that content roadmap. And, you know, it's good to see that this is all kind of rolling up into one person, right? So the same, again, this is my read on the role, but the same person that is kind of at the end of the day responsible for the NBA Top Shot product will also be the person that is responsible for communications with the external Top Shot community and just overall in charge of the general customer experience and just, you know, some of the things near term that he has committed to on the product side, things about optimizing the moments experience, talking about adding utility to the moments, maximizing the showcasing of collections. I think that that's an interesting one. Can see them doing that with these showcase quests. And I think that's a fun little tidbit there in terms of how people can show off their moments. And yeah, just more about the milestones defining kind of what they want to accomplish along with that content roadmap. So just wanted to share this out. I think it's a great thing. I don't know if you guys have any thoughts on the Dapper team announcing this today.
Yeah, I did get a chance to read the blog. I thought, you know, Tristan had a pretty impressive background with Disney and some of the other kind of companies that he's followed, you know, people from Disney into. So it'll be super interesting to see how he brings some of those experiences into this kind of collectible and see. I'm certain he has ideas that are, you know, not even on the Dapper radar at all. So it'll be interesting to see ultimately what he's bringing from his background.
Yeah, I thought I agree with all that. I thought the most interesting thing about this list of like what he's focusing on is he doesn't talk about marketing at all. And obviously, I think his focus continues to be how do we get the product out of beta and, you know, into a more stable kind of long-term situation. But I do find it interesting that, you know, he's not talking about any focus on starting marketing. And I think that's something that, you know, I'm super curious to hear from him, from Top Shot as a whole, on, you know, what the kind of broad marketing plan is. I think coming into the playoffs, I had an assumption that they would be doing something around that time frame, and clearly they don't think they're ready for that. And, you know, they're playing the long game here. But to not see that be really a focus of his yet, I'll be curious to see and hear from him on that when, you know, when he has the opportunity to get closer to their plans there.
Yeah, so just wanted to share that out. Continuing to just see them build out their team and see what they're focusing on. I also wanted to touch briefly on the challenges that we have going on. So we've got 4 active challenges. We had playoff challenges 5 and 6, and earlier today we now have playoff challenges 7 and 8 that are live here. Can scope them out. So Ben Simmons, that's going to be a very high demand reward after the performance last night. So we've got the Simmons, and we continue to see, right? It's basically half and half of 4 moments that are, you know, actually basically causing the entire price, and then a couple of moments that round it out in like the $4 to $7 range. So what we've seen with these playoff challenges, that if you're playing them properly, that they can be plus EV. We obviously do not have the Herzig bot on stream tonight to break it down for us, but you can find his analysis in the Discord. And you actually very soon will be able to find the Herzig bot analysis on the OTMNFT.com website. That is going to be coming to us shortly, and you are only going to be able to access it if you are a OTM account holder. So for people that have not yet signed up for an account, up in the top right, if you don't have an account yet, you'll see a little login button. You can click on there, go ahead, register for an account, sign up. You can also sign up for our email list. We may be coming out with a newsletter at some point not making any promises on that in the near term. But yeah, we want to get some of the challenge analysis up on the website. We'll still continue to share it out in the Discord as well and have the discussions there. But I want to try and get that out to more of the people. But we are going to reserve it to the people that sign up for a account with otmnft.com. So wanted to make that plug, and then I'll just share it one more time for people that haven't seen it of the value of signing up for this account. But what you can basically do is go through, you can select your favorite moments, you can select your favorite sets, and just kind of have a watch list of items that matter to you and that you want to look at. So check out favorite moments, favorite sets here. We have, we'll probably tweet out about this at some point, but so far just been talking through this on our shows, but all throughout the site, you can see the little purple hearts and favorite any of the moments that you like. They'll then show up on your page, and you can have a more personalized experience here. So just wanted to call that out one last time for any of the folks. And then you can also find Bach's articles. Under content articles, Bachman has his weekly recap. You can also see Justin's article that he just posted around NFTs and NIL, name, image, likeness, college sports. I know Justin has a lot of thoughts there. He's got his throwback LeBron James article. So we're going to be bringing you guys all of the written content on top of the analysis that we have. So just trying to continue to build out the product here at OTM for you. As always, if you have any suggestions, hit us up in the Discord, in the site feedback channel. We are always open to new ideas and want to hear from you people. All right, guys. Any final topics before we head on into the weekly pick'em and the giveaways and the fun parts of the show?
No, who won the weekly pick'em last week?
That's what we're about to find out. That's what we're about to find out here, Mr. Bachman. You know what? Let's check this out.
I'm going back to jamming names into this wheel.
Nobody look at Coop when this screenshot comes up.
All right, so let's go ahead. We had last week's Underdog pick'em, and the results are in. And for the second week in a row, with a whopping minus 2.44%, yours truly has taken it down. But the highlight here is really that producer Coop just continues to spit absolute fire picks. And not only was Donovan Mitchell minus 42% over the course of the last week, but if you go to otmnft.com and you go to the moments page and you sort by Series 1 base set, it is stone dead last of all the moments in Series 1 base set. You could not have made a worse pick, which is pretty good because there's a lot of moments in the Series 1 base set. So you know what, Coop? You're doing a fantastic job of staying on brand, man.
I mean, honestly, shout out to all of the sharps that listened to the show last week, saw me pick the Donovan Mitchell non-Top Shot debut, and were like, sell off, sell off, sell off. Just so many people undercutting my picks. It's just fantastic. The chat is loving it. Derek, Stone Cold Killer at this game. Good channels, good vibes for Coop. Yeah, I think I'll blame it on vacation.
A solid 6% worse than the second lowest one too.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say. I can't really defend the pick. At the end of the day, Donovan Mitchell's Top Shot debut was pretty expensive, so I was like, all right, let's dip down a little bit lower. Let's see what happens, and then they go and lose four straight games, and quick exit out of the playoffs. So just too good.
Oh, just the best. So here we are with and in honor of that, I had to bring back the goose egg because just 3-3 to 0-2. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. All right, heading on into up. Well, Bach, you go first. Apparently, I forgot to not have yours appear, so we'll kick it to you first.
Yeah, man. I've been on the Mikal Bridges bandwagon for a few weeks now. He was my like Tyler Hero pick of the playoffs. I think he probably doesn't quite have that lockdown this year with the scoring upside, but I think with Chris Paul out, he's going to be a good he's going to be a good value. He's going to continue to be a little bit more in the spotlight over the next week or so, and we'll see if these showcase quests continue, but could get some benefit from that and low starting point. So.
Like it. Coop, the chat is very supportive of you, so we will give you that. We're since Justin's out, we were going to take Wednesday off for the strategy show, but maybe we'll just do a strategy show with producer Coop, and you could just drop all the hot tips for the people.
I mean, it would be a heck of a show. I think the chat would enjoy it. I think as long as I didn't mention any moment that any single person owns, I think I'd be good.
I mean, in a bear market, half the battle is just fading the bombs, so people can just listen to the ones you recommend and just know to fade them, and that might be the most GTO strategy for the week. So we might be on something here. Maybe you're back on with Wednesday night strategy show.
I'm here for the people, guys. If the people want to hear the things that I'm at least glancing at on otmnft.com, I'm happy to say what those are.
Oh, love it. Just kidding, Coop. We love you. All right, I'm going back-to-back Bucks here. I'm going to go with Giannis. Giannis has 500,000 different moments. So I was looking at them. This was his second cheapest one. I didn't want his absolute minimum one. This is out of 1,500. And I mean, it's Giannis. It's Giannis's time. Best player left in the playoffs. And I think that the Bucks are going to come out, and I'm going to continue to say that the Hawks are not good, even though they just beat the Sixers. And I'm going for Giannis for the week. Coop. All right, everyone, if you own Devin Booker, sell it right now. Get out while you can.
So yeah, I mean, I had two targets this week. I mean, honestly, I can't get the goose egg off my back. I picked the LeBron James, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, and lost to TJ by a narrow 0.01% or something ridiculous. I was between the Booker and the Zion block. I think I wanted to play up the Booker playoff run. I think with CP3 out for who knows how long at this point, hopefully the COVID case that he has is a mild case and he's able to return quickly. But if for some reason Booker kind of takes over the series and the Suns are able to sweep or something like that, I think Booker is going to be a main reason for that. So we'll see what happens. I think I'm just trying to follow some of the sharps, Bach, Justin, several others in the Discord want to see the Suns in the finals. So I'm in it for the long haul on Booker. We'll see what happens over the course of the next 7 days. It should be fun.
Hey, the chat likes the pick. They like the Booker selection. I like the Booker selection too. Guys, if you have $777 to spare, do Coop a favor. Go out and buy one. Raise that floor for the kid. He needs it. He's got a 10-month son at home. He needs to feed him. And even though the Underdog Weekly Pick'em has zero monetary advantages, I think that he just needs it for the moral support. And then Justin put in his pick. He went with Paul George. I think that's a pretty self-explanatory one. I'm assuming that he just thinks that the Clippers are going to go on a little bit of a run here. Paul George, as Bach said, is pretty much the entire Clippers team right now with Kawhi out. And we shall see. I feel like Justin's picked Paul George in this game before as well.
He definitely has. I think this is not the first Paul George pick. I don't know if he's picked a Top Shot debut just yet, but I know he's picked a Paul George before.
Yeah, he likes his Paul George. He likes his CP3, his Jokic. He's got his guys. And there we have it. Underdog Weekly Pick'em. Go ahead and check out UnderdogFantasy.com, guys. Still got some pick'ems going in the NBA. You can take your favorite over-unders on your favorite players and their stat lines. We've, of course, got the best ball mania for those NFL fans out there.
And I mean, if you think TJ is punting off, just wait till I start firing some best ball mania drafts. It's gonna be a lot of fish in the water.
Dude, I literally every time I look at my phone, it tells me that I made some horrible pick because I mean, not to complain, but this Techstars thing is super busy, and I just never have a chance to do anything. And it's like I'm working 12 hours, and then I got to do this freaking podcast for y'all. And my God, imagine like, why did I sign up for all these damn drafts? Like I think it's going to be fun, and then I just punt, and then all of a sudden I got 7 running backs, and like
Mr. Lasik is
Justin
here for the podcast.
aneurysm.
He's using all of his brain power for the podcast.
I know. It's literally
do not listen to anything he's saying about the
podcast.
podcast. But if you find his name on Underdog and you can get into a draft with him, it's highly recommended.
Good fishing. All right, guys. So we've got some giveaways to do. We also have Bach ripping open a pack. I think we should do some of the giveaways first here, Producer Coop.
Yeah,
then,
let's do some giveaways. I do want to just send a disclaimer out there. We are a little behind with vacation last week. I have not been as on top of the giveaways as I typically am, so we are catching up. So if I know I got a couple DMs on Twitter on some moments that we had for the past week or 2 weeks, we're going to be getting caught up over the course of the next day or two. So if you don't hear from me or the team in the next day or two, do reach out. I've had several people reach out saying, "Hey, I don't want to bother you, but please do." It's helpful to remind. And these days we've got a lot of different stuff happening. We've got some YouTube comments giveaways. We've got some live show giveaways. So we're doing a variety of different things here and trying to do the best for those people that continue to show out for us and our community. So definitely reach out and let us know. But yeah, let's do it. I do have at least one wheel from last Wednesday loaded up, and I believe, TJ, keep me honest here, this is for Justin's. Which one is it?
Yeah, so we have how many are we doing here? Are we just doing the one, or do we have to?
Let's just do the one for now, because I've been focusing on the 130 people that are in the chat tonight, which is just they're firing comments. I'm trying to make sure I don't have multiple, but let's just do the one from last week, and then we'll figure out the one from 2 weeks ago as well.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so this was for the people that commented in the YouTube video afterwards. We try to do that to get some engagement and give some people a chance that don't necessarily have the time to be available live with us, but are still loyal listeners of the show. So shout out to those folks. And let's, I picked the wrong one. BBLL says they're all Kyrie's, right? Yeah. Every giveaway is going to be a Kyrie playoff moment giveaway from now on. Man, I had someone DM me that I was like, oh, I got a playoff pack, but if I get a Kyrie, I'm not going to give it away to anyone. I was like, oh man, the people just trolling me, as they should. All right, you got the wheel here, Producer Coop?
Yeah, I got the wheel. Do we know? Do you know? We should make sure we know which moment it was from last week. I think Justin sent it, but you
pinged it to me, right?
Not sure. Hang on.
Sorry, people. We're live workshopping here.
It is a little bit of a live workshop here. Just give me 1 second. This is for the Steph Curry.
Steph Curry,
exactly.
3793 Steph Curry. So these were the people that put their Top Shot username in last Wednesday's YouTube comments. Boom.
Correct. So we have 27 names. So as you can see, there's a good reason to comment. There's a good reason to comment your Top Shot username in the YouTube comments afterwards. We had 27 on this show. So and these are all Top Shot usernames. So please, we did have a few comments that didn't have Top Shot username. So please do get that Top Shot username in there. We appreciate any feedback that you guys are commenting on about the show, but get that Top Shot username in there so that we can get you on the wheel. So here we go. This is for the Steph Curry. So good luck, everyone.
Here we go.
Mr. Pauly 3-3.
Pauly 3-3. Steph Curry. Congrats, Pauly 3-3. Okay.
Awesome.
So for people that are putting a Top Shot username in the chat right now, that's not going to do you any good. This is for. Well, we're not even doing that tonight, but sometimes, like next show, we'll probably do one where if you put it in the YouTube comments, you get a giveaway. But you guys can, feel free to do it. It's just we're not doing anything with that right now. All right, we ran that one, and then I think we have some other moments that we will be gifting that are about to hit their 7-day period on Wednesday. Bach, I think let's turn it over to you, my friend. What we're going to do here, Bach has his Holo icon pack, and he's going to open that, and then we're going to gift a moment to people that are in, or a person that is in chat tonight. So producer Coop's been grinding away, keeping track of everyone, hopefully, that is commenting here. Remember, producer Coop is a human, so the more you've talked, the more likely it was that he saw you. If he didn't see you, it was not on purpose. He's a very unbiased guy. But he's doing his best.
We've got 70 already in the wheel tonight.
Oh, nice.
We've got a fairly good crowd. And I've seen a lot of people trying to jam some comments in over the course of the last minute or two. So I'll try to, while Bach opens, I'll try to keep firing the names in there.
Let's do it up, Bach.
Let's do it. All right.
Here we go.
I should be sharing. TJ, you see it?
We do now.
Someone
said he should gift an MGLE. Sorry, Bach is smarter than me, so he probably will not do that.
I just stopped because I didn't share audio, and obviously we have to be sharing audio for the Holo pack.
You got to give the Holo.
That was my bad, guys. All right, here we go. Try it again.
Here we go.
All right. Can you see it?
Yep, we can see it now.
Let's do it. I have not seen one be ripped yet, so I've not heard the music, so I'm pretty jazzed for it.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Let's go, guys. Do you hear it, TJ?
Yep. Oh, yeah, that hits.
All right. Larry Nance. Come on!
All right, let's kill the audio before
kill the audio now. We'll bring it back right before the Holo.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, we're not going to watch all of these right now because as much as interested as I am in seeing them, I know that people are interested in the MGLE and the Holo moment. So we'll knock the bases out first. Although I'm trying to find a guy who I've pumped recently that we can give away. Right now, I'm thinking it's Kemba.
Rubio. Kemba's a solid one.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, Armani.
Oh,
it's a fun one.
Double Badger.
Yeah.
2 Badger.
Oh, James Harden.
Oh, Harden.
Oh,
that'll work.
Yeah.
Harden assist.
Harden assist. Yep. Some MGLE. All right, last base moment. What do we got here? Oh, Devin Booker. All right,
Booker.
I think we got to give away the Booker.
I think the Booker's a solid one.
Yeah, we got to give away the Booker. Try to undercut Coop's pick here. not that the 40,000 S2 is going to change it, but all right, MGLE time. Let's go, guys. Oh,
Bucks.
Here we go. Brooke Lopez. All right.
All right, Brooke.
That's easier to do when you're 7 feet tall.
Just slams it down.
All right. Let's see. Spurs. Derek White. It's going to be good.
All right.
Oh,
It's bizarre.
that was a wild. Yeah, it's a wild moment.
Doing.
Yeah, what?
That kind of looks like my shot. That kind of looks like my shot.
Oh,
20.
20.
John Wall.
Oh,
There we
number
go.
20, John Wall.
That's
Let's
nice.
go.
There we go. All right. John Wall. That's a sweet pass, too. Just dump it over his head.
Wait, that was your Holo?
No,
That was
that's
your
that's the MGLE. All right.
Oh.
We're going to get the music bumping for the Holo.
Oh. 20, John Wall.
Yeah.
That's an awesome.
All right. Let's see it. Oh, yes. My boy.
Your boy.
Yes, Mike Conley.
you do love Mike Conley.
Oh my God, absolutely. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Mike Conley, man.
Nice rip.
Yeah,
Conley
thanks.
solid.
Conley, if he'd have been healthy, man, they would have won that series. So
Solid little player.
yeah, love Conley. So pretty great.
Number 20, John Wall's a nice one too.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's see what's Conley going for here.
Looks like we got Woody Woodpecker in the chat saying 10.99. Did I see that?
Retail $10.99. That's not too shabby.
Yeah, there we go. That's awesome. I mean, I got to hold on to that forever. That's my boy, but we'll see.
That is your boy.
That's my first legendary pack. So not that
we've all got one now.
Yeah,
all three of us have gotten a holo pack now. Everyone's except for Justin. He can still keep whining.
Yeah, well, let's give away this Booker, Coop.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let me. I see a few last minute comments here. I'll fire one more in there.
All right. So how this is going to work? If you've been chatting in the chat tonight, you are on the wheel. We're going to spin it. DM us if you are the winner so that you can DM us your Top Shot username. And then 7 days from now, Bach will gift you the Devin Booker. And hopefully it will not have gone through the floor due to Producer Coop's Pick'em of the Week, even though it's not the same exact moment.
All right. Looks like we got about 92 names here.
All right, people. We need the exclamation point Coops in the chat. It gives you a better chance of hitting on the wheel, is what I heard.
I saw a few exclamation point Bookers, which I liked. I like that a bunch. All right, 92 names. Chat, much appreciated. Much appreciate your one viewing the show, two bringing the heat, bringing the energy in the chat. We always like to see it. So, shout out to you guys out there tonight. Good luck, everyone, for the Devin Booker.
Here we go. I love the purple wheel. It's so pretty.
P. Bizzle.
P. Bizzle, congrats.
I feel like P. Bizzle was just in the chat. It was definitely one of the last ads that I had. So shout out P. Bizzle.
Congrats.
Although I'm seeing Chris's comment, 92 names in here, but not 92 likes on the stream.
Yeah, seriously. What a bunch of rent seekers. Like the stream, ladies and gentlemen. P. Bizzle liked the stream. That's why he or she won. Congrats, P. Bizzle. Love it. Nice pack, Bach. Congrats, man. Job well done. Good job on the show tonight, fellas. This was fun. Thank you all for joining me. Little something different. Again, a little extra flavor from the full OTM squad. And this week, we may or may not do a Wednesday night show. We will see. As of now, we are We'll see. If the people want it, maybe we'll give it to the people. We'll get Producer Coop back on. We'll do a pseudo strategy, something or other. I don't know. We'll see. We'll let you know. In the meantime, check out otmnft.com. Make sure you guys all sign up for your accounts. Select your favorite moments, all that good stuff, and we're gonna keep trying to come out with some new features that are specific to providing that more personalized experience on the site, so that everyone can see the stuff that they care about. And we got a couple other good things in the works too, as always, and gonna keep cranking it out. Bach, Coop, final words.
Yeah, I think definitely check out the site. Purple hearts all over the place. I couldn't stop clicking the purple heart button on some of the key moments that I've been tracking. I think it's pretty cool. I like the idea of tracking sets too. What are your favorite sets? So yeah, check it out. Let us know what you guys think. We're always looking for some feedback. So like I said, much appreciate everyone showing out, giving feedback, showing some love, and yeah, we'll catch you next time. Nothing else from me.
No, just it's conference finals time, so we had a night off tonight. Hence why I'm here and not glued to my TV. But tomorrow we're back at it. So looking forward to seeing what happens.
Love it, love it. All right, thanks everyone for joining us tonight, and we will go ahead and close out the show. So on behalf of Bach, on behalf of producer Coop, I am TJ Lasig, and we will see you guys next time.